Hello, this is Buddha. Today I have some Qi-Gong exercises that I got from Buddha Dave. These exercises are really good to help you wake up in the morning, connect with your breath, with your Qi, get the blood flowing. Remember the principles for movement. Always keep your hip a little bit forward so that the tailbone comes under, your knees a little bit bent. And keep a good structure. Experiment. Try to be as relaxed as possible. And the first exercise is you keep your arms a little bit bent and you start swinging them forward and back. Remember to lead with the breath. Experiment by yourself, taking breathing. Experiment for yourself, breathing in on the forward movement and out on the backwards movement, or out on the forwards movement and in on the backward movement. You can also experiment with holding your breath, burst breathing. This is the first exercise. Try to let your arms swing relaxed. Try to develop heavy arms, heavy hands. Swinging movement is good for punching this way. Can be with all different. With all different parts of the hand. It also rotates the shoulders and moves the Qi around in the upper body. You always have your hip forward and your knees bent, so you're already connecting with the energy in the ground. You can make it a little bit lower. Remember to constantly be aware of your breathing. And experiment with using peripheral vision, seeing everything at the same time, looking directly ahead and not focusing on anything. We do a twisting of the body. The principles are the same. Hip forward, knees bent, and we start twisting the upper body, relaxing the arms. Conscious of the breathing. Try to relax as much as possible. This is also a really good way to develop heavy hands or outwards. Striking inwards. Striking outwards. First you start with relaxed, small movements. And then gradually you increase rotation. And also at the end you turn your head also behind you. variations in this exercise. How much you relax, how much force you use, how far you twist your body. You can use tension at the end to do a little bit of iron jerk. You can do counter twists. So many variations you can do. But the purpose of the exercise is to twist the spine, develop sensitivity in the body, start to get a sense of how Qi moves through the body. Remember, Qi is the electrical signals going through the body. The body, when it's relaxed, is like a field, and then you use breathing and Qi, which is the electrical signals. You're sending the electrical signals through the body and sending it out in different ways. So that was a rotation exercise. Next one is an upward and downward moving exercise. The purpose of this exercise is to develop sensitivity in your hands, the heaviness of your hands, a feeling of the Qi, the electrical signals, how strong electrical impulse you need to maintain to hold the arms there. You don't want to use excess tension unless that is what you're training. In the beginning you use very relaxed movements, and you try to lead with the breath. The breath moves the body. Variation of this, take a wider stance. A force stance can be as high or low as you want. Lower is higher intensity on the legs, and then your hands draw the Taoist symbol, the yin and the yang. So you start you increase your ability to strike relaxed and heavy. You remember from the Black Flag Wing Chun clip? From a very short distance, he dropped his arm. Still, it was enough to rupture the veins, the blood vessels of his opponent. Very short, relaxed, whip-like motion. Can be a slap in the face, can be a slap on the limb. And it's just the whip-like motion of the hand is enough to create tremendous power. Together with a little bit of iron shirt conditioning. There are many ways to do that. I use slapping my own arms as a basis for my conditioning. I've also now made a pillow of ball bearings, which I use for slapping, with all the different kinds of crunches. I will post a link to the guy who gave me the idea. Only this whip-like motion is enough to create tremendous power. I don't know if you can hear this whipping sound. In addition, this movement here, if you rise up and you fall down, but then you hang on your tendons, dropping like that, the weight from your head and down, including your hips, including your thighs, this whole mass is being dropped, and you can transfer that weight through a strike, any downward strike, or you can drop it and you can pull with a step, for example. You transfer the weight of your whole body falling into a pull, and if it's a step back, it's also backward going force. Or you can drop while slapping. Or with the same leg and same hand. Now you should be a little bit warm, so we can do some striking techniques. Inspired by Black Flag Wing Chun and Bruce Lee's finger jab. You're dropping the hand, you're tensing and releasing. Dropping the body at the same time. It's also doing like this, twisting the arms outward, and when he's thrusting them forward, he's also twisting them back. line, relaxed, whip-like, and tensing up at the end and going back. Tensing, going back. It can be with a rotation of the heel, which transfers into a rotation of the hip, rotation of the shoulder. The arm should start first, and then the twist should come at the end. And then the twist back brings the arm back. And then, if you want to follow up the finger jab with a secondary punch, you transfer your weight forward. And then you rotate outward on the rear heel, creating like your body becomes like a swinging door. If this is the hinges, you just punch with the left side, with a step in, or just with a and then your whole body pivots over the hinge. Your weight comes forward, your rear heel pivots outwards, your hip pivots, your shoulder pivots, the hand you just punched with comes back, creating even more power, and your heavy artillery, Bruce Lee calls the rear cross, your heavy artillery comes forward with the whole weight of the body being transferred into this line. And it too can be a finger jab, or it can be a palm strike, or it can be a three-knuckle strike, or it can be a two-knuckle strike. It's a heavy strike. And then from there, you need to get back into balance, because now all your weight is on this leg. So you go back to on guard, or you follow up with a hook, or you follow up with an uppercut. It's the same with the hook. The heel swivels outward, and now your body is like a door on this hinge. Or you rotate this way, upwards rotation. All this can also be with elbows. All the power comes from the rotation of the body. Now I'm doing it in one place. It could also be with a step this way, forward or backwards. The important thing is the rotation of the body. That's what generates power. Good structure, the ability to transfer your weight without losing balance. You should be able to do these techniques in one place, or with steps going forward, out to the side 45 degrees, sideways, with or without technique. 45 degrees backwards, backwards, 45 degrees backwards, sidestepping, 45 degrees forwards, or forwards. There are two different kinds of footwork. Either you strike with the same arm that the foot moves. That's called lotus step in Muay Thai. Or you have the other variety where you use an inverted step, which is called a ghost step. See, I step with the right, I punch with the left. I have my own individual expression of the martial arts. I call it lotus paw. And it's a kind of mix between many different things. My main emphasis is on Systema, but I also studied Muay Thai. And Bruce Lee's book, Tao Jeet Kune Do, has been very important material for me. In Systema, the footwork is open. You move naturally, like I showed you in the moving around in 8 directions. Because you might have one opponent, or you might have many, and it doesn't really matter in Systema whether you're facing him or he's from behind or whatever. In more classical styles, like in Jeet Kune Do or in Muay Thai, you have one opponent that you want to keep in front of you, that you want to keep your center line towards him, and you want to control his center line. So the footwork is designed to move your weapons around. To deal with one attacker. And it's optimized for striking in relation to one attacker. In Systema you don't have so much this. In Systema you don't have the finger jab like that. I think it's good to practice the finger jab and straight punches as well. The finger jab has much longer reach. See, if you have a fist, you add maybe 10 centimeters in your reach. And together with the step, you can hit something that's pretty far away. You can practice this jab a lot. Protecting the finger jab is a good idea. Good tool to have in your repertoire. In the beginning, you should practice it slowly, without any step. To be able to do it with both hands. And then after, slowly first without much force. And then when you can do it correctly, you can add steps. Do only the finger jab, step, finger jab, step, finger jab. Or you can do sideways. All 8 directions. In another clip, I will show with rotation. But when your body is rotating, it's really better to use rotational strikes. So practice moving forward, backward, sideways, sideways, 45 degrees, 45 degrees. My strong side is my left, but I still practice also with the other side forward. Practice this by itself until you can move efficiently around, and then you add the technique with a step, with a step. Now I'm using lotus step, same leg, same limb. It can also be ghost step, can be straight punches, can be circular punches, uppercuts, elbows, downward elbow, sideways elbow, uppercut elbow, uppercut elbow. This clip is a little bit unstructured, but if you leave a comment, I will make a more structured clip where I methodically go through the footwork, or just go through the strikes, or just go through the elbows. Please leave a comment and tell me what you want to learn, if anything is unclear. The important thing is to have good structure, hip forward, legs bent, center line, being balanced, economy of movements. You'll be able to move around without losing your balance. And then with technique, lower step or ghost step. Here I'm doing stepping. You should also be able to move with steps. Instead of taking a half step, you take a whole step. Half step, whole step. Half step, whole step. So you can do a little bit of figure eights, relaxed, backwards, forwards, without tension or with tension, with footwork. After that, we are nice and warm to practice technique. Now we want to condition a little bit. Start slapping. Gradually, if you get blood spots, time to take a rest. Finish off with putting on some tiger balm, some aloe vera, massaging the limbs. That's a little rainy day exercise. Hope you enjoy. Please leave a comment. Om Namo Buddhaya.